Top 8, grand finale, and top deck list of the new Yu-Gi-Oh! Genesys being hosted on Master Duel. Very quickly, what does this entail? Well, all the powerful cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Are assigned point values, and your deck can only equal up to 100. Not every card that exists has a point value. As you can see, scrolling down until we see something that has no points, we could see some Vanquish Soul cards here, and you're going to want to be putting the best cards possible and then have a good mix of 0-point cards. So essentially, if you look at a deck like Infernoble, their overall power level is 1,000, 1,100, and you would now have to reduce this down to 100. And also they try to balance cards like Impermanence. Instead of being able to play this, where it could double up as being used going second or being used against the opponent going first, instead you're going to want to play a card like Valor potentially that only costs 7 points. And then you have something like Ash Blossom, 15 freaking points. That's the cost of 2 Effect Valors or even 2 Fool Loss. You really want to play 1 Ash over that? Well, people are still deciding to do so. And a big part of modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Is 1-card combos. I would say that Genesys mostly is more focused on 2-card combos instead being a viable way to play. Watching as long as you can, that greatly supports the event. We have ninjas at the bottom, purely at the top. Hajime.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
Start this off with a Sleepy Memory in the draw phase to play around Droll and Lockbird, which I believe is the most prevalent hand trap, more used than Ash Blossom, more used than Fool Loss. Droll across the board, everyone should be playing it at 3 if you can. Summoning a 3rd copy of Purely, Ultimate Slayer, 0 points. All 3 cards we revealed here are 0 points. A legit summoned X Purely Nor. What the heck are we doing here? It has 6 materials, and with 5 under it, it is completely unaffected by the opponent's activated effects. And due to 6 materials, we can activate it up to 3 times to bounce 3 cards, I should say spin 3 cards from the field or graveyard back in the deck. Now, very quickly, looking at Yu-Gi-Oh! Meta, we could type in Purely, and we could see the point values of the cards within this deck. We have Purely at 15, Lily at 10, Sleepy Memory at 15, Purely Street at 5, and they have to make it work up to 100 points. And that's why we're seeing a lot of 0-point cards like DD Crow, Skullmeister, Darkolo No More. Instead of playing Droplet, instead of playing Ash, instead of playing Valor or Impermanence, we have to play these instead. This will negate a card effect engrave. This will banish from the graveyard. Let's see what we got, as we're now going to be drawing even more cards. We draw at least 1 off of the Sleepy Memory into Upstart Goblin, a cost of 0 for Upstart, by the way. Now, the Geo on summon is going to be flipping up to 2 cards on the field face down. We're also going to be triggering the Green Ninja. Come forth and summon. If the Green Ninja is sent to the grave, it can flip a monster on the field face down. We're going to X Purely Nor, return the Geo back, and he's going to try to set again. What is he trying to do? He, like a ninja, he's trying to be super sneaky. He's trying to sneak out a Maizen the Battle Ninja. Now, you may be surprised to learn that this card is 20 points, and we play 2, 40 points, 80 points. 2 Yagamaru, 2 Maizen, that's 80 points in the freaking extra deck, and it does count for the main deck. We only have 20 points left that we are allowed to play. If we keep on bouncing them back, it's going to ensure that he cannot special that Maizen by sending 2 ninjas from the field to the graveyard. We're going to, with the Iron Digger, attempt to destroy the X Purely Nor, and we're just going to bounce the Green Ninja from the field back in the deck, and that's it. We're done. We have duplication with no other play. The Iron Digger is going to trigger to reborn the Tobari back in the field, but it being a level 1 is not going to be a good use for our duplication. We want to tribute a big ninja to use the duplication with. Set it, pass, back to you, and Justinian now has to just try to push for the win here, which he should very easily be able to do with 8 cards in the hand. What the heck is that? Let's return monsters back in the deck. The effect of the Purely Leaping Graveyard. Purely is going to reveal 3. We're going to speed this up. Come to us, Pretty Memory. As we're now going to be making our plays, Purely reveal the Pretty to go into the E-Purely Beauty. We could suck up a card in the field as we send our Purely on field. Thank you for the back row trap. Let's upstart it up. Into the Delicious Chain, the Beauty, flip up the Tobari. As we now Lily, search our deck for My Friend Purely. Use the Engrave Happy Memory to go into the Happiness, which can attack up to 4 times in 1 turn. Into monsters only, that is. Happy is going to be making the ninja on field indestructible by battle. As long as we have not used Dark Ruler no more this turn, we have attack 1, attack 2, attack 3, attack 4. Just like that, 32, 32, 32, and 32 for game. Thank you, Shinobi, for allowing us to see it. Let's hop into game number 2. Well, duplication could tribute off a level 4 to summon, up to level 4 worth of ninjas from the deck. As we summon the Kagaro, Kagaro is going to be reborning the yellow ninja on field. We're going to duplication again, tribute off the Kagaro to summon a Mitsu and a Tobari, plus another Tobari. So what this is going to accomplish is Mitsu will get negated by Dark Ruler no more, where otherwise it would have been able to negate a monster effect, and then we could fuse into a form of disruption to banish a card on the field, and now we lose that. Wow. He's got Ultimate Slayers, he's got Dark Ruler no mores. They're all 0 points, which is quite wild. Droplet is at 10 points. Book of Eclipse is at 5 points. Purely completely whiffing the top 3 cards of the deck. We're now going to follow up with the My Friend Purely, guaranteeing a Purely Happy Memory as we special summon a Lily from the deck. Now, we're going to deal no damage this turn, as we're going to Lily, turn ourselves into Happy Memory. This does not have to deal damage to be good. It could search up to 4 times. Attack 4 freaking times. 4 searches. Grab another Happy. As we're now going to chain, return a back row card back. Purely, reveal 3. Grab another Delicious. Let's wipe out that. Search again. This is just too good. Oh my Jesus. As we didn't do it, want to do another one? Happy Memory, equip it, then attack again, then search again? I guess there's a thing that's too much searching. We don't want to search too much. We don't want to win too hard. Let's Pretty Memory equip onto the Plump, which could temporarily banish if we wanted to, but why? Let's just suck them up. Give them that good suck. Send the Purely, suck up the face down. The Kagaro's going to return the Tobari back to the hand. That's a super secret effect. Holy moly. Reborn from the grave, add the Tobari back, suck up nothing. Let's further equip 2 spell and trap cards from either player's graveyard, as we now Happy Memory. Plump is going to be further equipping, getting super plump into a massive X Purely Nor. X Purely Nor is going to suck up to gain its 8th material. This could bounce 4 cards on the field and or grave, at least 4 forms of disruption through just the X Purely Nor, and it's completely unaffected by activated card effects. We have the Iron Digger equipped, but we're going to just link off into another X Purely Nor, which could spin up to 2 more cards. We have 6 spins. This is crazy. This is like full power Pureleys. What the heck is going on? This should not be allowed. Konami needs to look back at Purely. They have to boost up the points, and I am a Purely enjoyer. I love the Purely deck. It is a lot of fun for me, so I'm not biased in trying to hurt the deck. This just seems way too good. We have Purely Leaf returning 3 Purely monsters engraved back into the deck, as we have the My Friend Purely, reveal 3. Is Bro not costing points an oversight? It potentially is. I can see them adding a point value, even if it's just 1 to Bro. Yeah, I know, more Dark Rolls or more points, and probably Upstart Goblin gaining some points here. Maybe they could keep the Dark Ruler no more at 0. Now, in TCG, Dark Ruler no more is going to be a side deck card where they're not going to have to main deck it. Let's further reveal into the Beauty. Don't mind if I do. We have the quick effect to now negate. Wow. Oh, this is a good one. This will give us 2 ninja cards. One is the back row, 1 onto the field. We could still spin up to 4 times and negate 1 monster effect. Let's bounce that fool back. Let's follow up with the Iron Digger. Let's spin that card back. What can we do? Completely annihilated. I mean, this deck is just on another level. This is unfair. This should not be allowed. I think Justinian will just win the entire event. He should. What's going to contest this? Delicious, further by boost, equip, finish him. Lethal damage. 2-0. Let's go. And I trust Justinian that he has massively optimized this. Speed this up. We have the Gearfried, negate any monster effect. We have the Charles, non-target pop any card on the field. Double Disrupt. Fiend Reflection, I'm not really sure what that does, but we're going to Heart of the Blue Eyes try to search for an Ankh. The Gearfried is going to negate. Now, Heart of the Blue Eyes surely is going to be a hard once per turn, right? You can only use this effect to search. Yep. We're going to use the Millennium Shield. We're going to use the Roland to pop the shield. Non-target pop it before it activates. The Senjin is a 33-point card. We're now at 0 disruption left. Special summon the Senjin, searching for the Golem. Golem into the back row for their summon, searching for the Wedju Temple. Wedju it up, put the Heart of the Blue Eyes plus the Millennium into the back row, special in the Millennium, searching for the Millennium Ankh. Our life points are low, 3750, and our Blue Eyes, or not Blue Eyes, I should say Exodia, is going to be equal to our life points on its attack. On the attack, first we're going to use the Angelica to jump off the field, and does it end the turn? What? I guess we didn't want to further attack, send, and then special summon from the deck or extra deck. Now, the Exodia is during the damage calculation for when it becomes 3750, and I guess we didn't want to try to attack into the Gearfried. During the end phase, we're going to be setting up the Fires of Rage, which will non-target wipe away the entire opposing field. And we have no way to stop this. We could, during the draw phase or any attempt to activate onto the Emperor Charles, wipe away the entire field. First, we flip up the Macrocosmos, we let it resolve, then on resolution, wipe the entire field. Now, the Emperor Charles was protected from destruction by one of the equip cards. We're going to summon the Renaud, add back the Banished Phoenix Gearfried. Let's further equip, triggering the effect of the Emperor Charles to pop a card in the field. The Exodia does have the ability to negate a spell or trap card, but with the Gearfried on field, we can negate any monster effect as we now go into a Chang Ying. Chang Ying is waiting for a card to get banished. As soon as something is banished, it will trigger to banish a card on the field and in the graveyard, and every banished card, thanks to Macrocosmos, is further boosting itself and reducing all opposing monsters as we banish away the indestructible Fiend Reflection. Let's activate the Durendal. Exodia is going to attempt to negate. Now, the Gearfried would have to get rid of the Durendal to even negate the negate. Let's further use the effect of the Turpin to equip. To battle we go. Boost, Gearfried, negate the activation, thus activatable in the damage step. Negate. Now, does it destroy? It is not destroyed. I don't think it can get destroyed. Cannot be destroyed by card effects, thus, if it were to get destroyed, it stays on the field to die to the Chang Ying. Holy moly. Heart of the Blue Eyes. We do have Droll and Lockbird. No more adding from the deck for you. What? No Droll. We didn't Droll. Adding Wedju Temple, which he should not have. Why? Why are we not Drolling? I'm not understanding. Am I missing something? Ya MSB. You toggled off or what? What the heck is going on? Let's summon the Unstoppable Exodia. Being able to negate a spell and trap card and set a trap from the deck during the end phase. We have the ability to non-target wipe away the entire opposing field. We can crack down, steal a monster. We can also Heart of the Blue Eyes. What happens is when a level 8 or higher or 3,000 attack or more is special summoned or normal summoned, you could then send that monster to the graveyard. So triple disruption. Self-draw in case of the 50-point max C on their own turn, sure. We're going to crack down, yoink away that monster. It does not negate its effect, whatever it was, as we search for the Sparrer. We have the Maiden making the Exodia untargetable from a 13-point impermanence. Now, you would just chain the imperm, but the Exodia could have potentially negated it then. We now have the Fires of Rage. Non-target wipe away the entire opposing field. Exodia, even during the opponent's end phase, setting up another Fires of Rage. And just like that, a quick, decisive Game 2 victory. We have the final bringer of the end times, a 0-point card. Quick play, target one monster control, and any card the opponent controls, destroy them. I should consider playing this in my Typhoon deck. Boosted lethal. Let's hop into game number 3. This game is beyond fixation. So a lot of people are saying they like Genesys, but then we have others saying Genesys does do a lot to change Yu-Gi-Oh, but Yu-Gi-Oh's still broken. This game's beyond fixing, and maybe this is the final straw for them, that there's no ban list that could ever fix this game. Uppercutter searching for the Sparrer. This is the perfect example of a deck's power level dramatically dropping. We go from a deck that has 6 forms of disruption normally. It's multiple spell and trap card negates, non-target pop, monster negate, to just 2. 1 non-target pop, 1 monster negate, that's it. We got the Kaiju. Kaiju over the Emperor Charles. So we now well, not the Emperor Charles, we lost the Gearfried monster negate. We just have the non-target pop. The Ankh is here. Ankh it up. Reveal. The Exodia pieces come forth and summon. Unstoppable Exodia Incarnate, which cannot be destroyed by the Charles. Boost 8,000 attack. Take out the Charles mate. We're going to be triggering the Durendal. We're going to negate the activation of the Durendal. This card is sent to the graveyard while it was equipped. You could special summon a level 5 or lower warrior. Not today. As we end phase, set up the Obliterate. Now we have the Fires of Rage, which can non-target wipe the entire opposing field. We're ready. We're waiting. Durendal equipped. We're going to use the Dempsey to make it so battling boxers cannot be targeted by card effects. As we have the Maiden, further making the Exodia untargetable. We're going to use the Exodia to negate the Durendal from search in the deck. Not today. And now we are going to not just only Chainlink block Angelica from activating, we're going to wipe the field. Wipe it. Now with Obliterate, we could send an Exodia piece to destroy any card in the field. Well, it has to be a monster. Target a monster and destroy. What the heck is Captain Oliver? I have never seen this be summoned. When this card declares an attack while equipped, you can target 1 face-up card in the field and destroy it, with Exodia being indestructible. During the main phase, you could target 1 warrior you control, special summon this card from the graveyard. Okay. Let's further go into our Angelica. Angelica is going to be searching for another Noble Arms Museum. Activate the museum, searching for the Joyeuse. Joyeuse, equip onto Angelica. We're not going to Chainlink block with the Obliterate. We could literally just flip up Obliterate and not activate it, and it would stop it from summoning the Roland if we wanted to. As we have the Ogier equipping onto the Roland here. Museum's going to reborn the Ogier from the back row. Ogier's going to send from the deck a Turpin. We're going to further make our Emperor Charles. Now we're going to trigger the effect of the Heart of the Blue Eyes, which will send the Emperor Charles to the graveyard. Level 8 or higher, or 3,000 attack plus when summoned will be sent through the Heart of the Blue Eyes. Let's Turpin equip onto the Captain Oliver. Let's summon our Gearfried for our monster negate. And now let's Obliterate. Use the effect to send our leg to the graveyard to bounce back the Gearfried, using the effect of Captain Oliver to take out the Obliterate. As we now end our turn with 0 disruption. As we send to the back row another ability to non-target wipe away all cards. Wipe the field. Exodia, I would think, is one of the most new player friendly decks for the Genesys format. If you're looking for a simple deck, low combo ceiling, and still good enough, this is it. This is great. I would think this is one of the main introductory decks to play Genesys with. Whatever this deck list is after the event, just copy it if you want some simple fun. Good job, hipster. Submoon of the Poison Wind's going to play a Black Rowan from the deck, then additionally normal summon itself to trigger the Black Rowan, searching for the Sudri. Sudri on summon is going to be Chainlink blocked by the Black Rowan as we search for 2 cards from our deck. As we grab an Roshi plus a Shamal. Shamal is going to be playing a Black Feather Whirlwind from the deck as we special summon the Vata to use the deck to perform a Synchro Summon, triggering the Black Whirlwind Feather to reborn a monster in grave as we further trigger the effect of Shamal to add the Chinook Engrave, a hand trap, to our hand. What are we reborning onto the field? We reborn back the Vata as we further synchro into the Boreas Storm. A good way to get Zephyros into the graveyard as we already have Zephyros in grave. We're going to go into the Beals. This is it. The first turn kill as we go to the Gimmick Puppet, Machine X, activate, detach the Beals, search our deck for the Baryon Force. activate the Baryon Force, further exceeds up into the Chaos version of Machine X. We're going to activate its effect, detach to summon onto the opponent's side of the field the Beals. As we're now going to Zephyros, return back the Blackfeather Whirlwind, activate Blackfeather Whirlwind again. We're now going to come forth and summon the Assault Dragon, and this is it. We're going to make the Nathung. Nathung is going to deal damage, trigger the Beals, trigger the Assault, 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 and just like that, first turn kill, infinite loop, infinitely taking 700 damage, mate. It is over. Boom. Boom. Lethal damage. First turn kill. Konami, are you seeing this? Give Ash, somehow, a 15-point card in our first turn kill deck is playable. How does that make any sense? Maybe the gimmick puppets need to be restricted? How is this a legal deck? There's gotta be something going on here. Just 0 points on 100 points. Oh, Konami, yep, that's it. If they don't have the field spell, they can't first turn kill. That's fine. And yep, Dark Strings at 50. You know, they did their due diligence here by putting the strings at 50 and the field spell at 100 and then called it a day. Let's further go into the Draco Berserker 3K to the face here. I kind of missed out on what happened. What was the dual log as I'm trying to figure this out? Final Bringer taking out the Black Whirlwind, sure, so they were not going to be endlessly searching their deck. Now, the Draco Berserker, in response to a monster effect, is going to be banishing it. You also have a Droll Mockbird at 5 points. But he's got nothing. Well, you know, he's got Book of Eclipse, 5 points. Droplet is at 10 points. We have the Sudri, which we're not going to be negating with the Droplet, but on the resolution of adding, we're going to flip the entire field face down, but the Draco Berserker is able to flip right on back up and draw a card during the end phase thanks to the Book of Eclipse. We still have the Droll, we still have the Banish. Kaiju over the Draco Berserker before we activate, so it does not get banished by the Draco Berserker. Now, as soon as they add, we're going to hit them with that Droll. There is a cheat. It's not a cheat, but it's a trick. That's the trick. How do you perform the trick? I'm not saying it's a good play to do right now, but if you add a card from your deck, you want to, with player priority, activate Droplet, send a monster, negate an opponent's card, and what did you accomplish? They now can't Droll. You now could search your deck again if you have another search to play around the Droll before they could even activate the Droll. Let's Droll them. So if we use Droplet, they would not be able to Droll. Again, I'm not saying he should have done that in this circumstance. Now, if we had another card in our hand, maybe a Dead Fool loss, at the cost of Droplet, you would have to just, you know, prevent the Droll until another search. Let's take out the Kaiju. Goodbye to the Sudri. As we're now going to Tristaros, pop the Alesk, summon 3 bodies on the field, 2 from the deck, 1 from the banishment or grave. As we further go into the Quandax, which will synchro during the opponent's turn into a form of disruption, we have the Rosenix pop in to summon a Tristaros. Wow. This turned out to be quite favorable for us. We got Droplet Negate, Synchro Disruption, Tristaros Synchro during the opponent's turn, at least triple disruption to play through. Upstart Goblin, draw 1. Sudri on summon is going to be searching our deck for the Chinook. Chinook is going to be a spell speed 1 monster negate. As we now go into the Excel Synchro Stardust, before they could Synchro summon, the Excel Synchro Stardust from the Quandax is now going to be summoning from the extra deck an unaffected Stardust Dragon, as we further Synchro into an unaffected Satellite Warrior. If you had Droplet here, it's completely unaffected. And what it's going to do is it's going to be wiping away the entire field per synchro we have in the grave, destroy that many cards. Wow. Oh, Upstart reduces the first turn kill chance. It's an infinite loop of taking damage. Giving them 1,000 life does nothing. And again, because it's Genesys, we have no hand traps. So if you got it, you got it. Let's see what the Small World could do. And Upstart Goblin. We have Sudri plus Black Whirlwind. We're going to banish a Kaiju from the deck to grab some, I'm pretty sure this is first turn kill. It's gotta be. Simoon, double Black Whirlwind Simoon. This is it. It's 100%, right? There's no way this is not first turn kill again. Double Sudri, regular normal summon, double Black Whirlwind. I'm pretty sure we first turn killed with less on the previous duel. We got Shamel. Now, the only question is, will Moneyman surrender before getting first turn killed? We're going to Vata, use the deck to summon a Blackwing Dragon, trigger the Black Feather, trigger the Shamel, add back Chinook from Engrave, reborn the Vata onto the field. Let's make the Boreas Storm, send from the deck a Shanga, let's make a Beals, let's further Exceed into the Gimmick Puppet Machine X, search our deck for the rank up Barian Force, activate it. Let's rank this up into the Chaos Machine X detach. I think this is Konami's worst nightmare. A viable, consistent first turn kill being legal in their Genesys format, which is exactly the case. That's it. Konami's got to fix this. This is a problem. Let's go into Nathung, and just like that, you burn into an infinite burn, even through an Upstart Goblin. Burn, burn, burn. Moneyman, you're amazing for not surrendering. Thank you. Good job. Burn. Bop. Boom. Bam. 7. Lethal damage. Damn. Jim. Good job, Jim. Well done. For Genesys and Voiceless, both of their starters that help search their deck are restricted to 33 points. So among the two cards where you would normally play 3 of each, you could only play a total of 3, 2 of one, 1 in the other, and then that's gonna fully restrict all the other good decks you could be playing. You can't afford an Ash Blossom, Imperm, Nibiru, Fool Loss, Veiler, all that good stuff is gone. Monster negates. The Leon is going to be able to destroy a monster. We're going to use the Start Your Engines, which will destroy a monster and then fuse into another monster disruption. We're going to also have the Danger, which will negate a monster. We have Shirakusai, which could synchro into return monsters back. We have Ogre, we have Droll. I think that this is the highest amount of disruptions I have seen after a turn 1 play throughout the entire tournament. 8, including the hand traps, that is, so it would be 6 without it. This is a lot. We do have Kaiju to try to stop some of it. We got rid of one of the monster negates. In response to the Regenesis Sage, we're going to pop it with the Leon. We're going to special summon Regenesis Warrior as we use Saphira. I'm not familiar with the Regenesis Warrior. What does this do? Tribute this card, target a monster your opponent controls, return it to the hand. Okay. Let's grab the Skull Guardian. We're going to draw on Lockbird. No more adding from the deck for you. Regenesis Warrior is going to be returning the Kaiju back to the hand. Great play. Kaiju over their opposing Shirakusai, so they now can't synchro. We still, in response to the Skull Guardian, could activate the Gold Pride Start Your Engines. That's exactly what we're doing, scooping it up. 8 disruptions to play through. Let's hop into game number 1. This deck has the highest power ceiling. I think so. Purely in Gold Pride Punk, and of course the Blackwing first turn kill deck. It's like, I don't even really know how to rate the Blackwing first turn kill deck. I just don't consider it to be a real deck. There's no way that is intended to be legal. Is that maybe tier 0? I don't freaking know. Let's go into Skull Guardian. Trigger the low, reborn. We are under the effect of Droll, so no more searching from the deck. What do we have here? We can return a monster back, we can negate anything, we can fuse with the field, triple disruption. Ogre Dance, search our deck, no negate, grab the Wagon. Wagon is going to be returned back to the hand. We're going to activate the effect to draw a card. Don't mind if I do. Before being able to activate the effect to search for the field spell. Now we have Dear Note, randomly off the top of the deck. We're attempting to special summon itself or the Wagon onto the field. Skull Guardian is going to negate. And what we are left with, mate, is the Super Polymerization. So much extension here. This is crazy. Punk Seaman into the Rising Scale, Banish in the Grave, special summon. Well, you would think we could fuse with this, right? Water and Earth is not going to be fusible. Into another Earth, Earth and Earth. As we further go into the Rising Carp, summon 2 bodies in the deck. Whatever we Super Poly into is going to be the big play. Wagon is going to activate, grabbing ourselves the Jam Extreme Session, which will allow us to draw up to 2 cards in 1 turn. We have the Dragon Drive, which will search our deck and trigger the effect to draw. Deer Note is going to further reborn the Rising Carp from Engrave back out. This deck is so good. Oh my Jesus. I am really impressed with this. Again, outside the first one kill nonsense of Blackwing, this has to be one of the best decks. Amazing Dragon is here. Return multiple cards on the field back, returning 3 back. Rising Carp's going to allow the Amazing Dragon to attack more than once within this battle phase. Punk Seaman's going to boost up that attack. 3,600, return that back row, no Super Poly. Now, we're not big enough to take out the Skull Guardian, but we could just take out the Low. But it is still going to be boosted as long as Low is in the graveyard or on the field. So let's go into the Pinballer. How is he still going? What? Yoink! Crazy. Lethal damage. I mean, you can't say that these two decks are on the same level. This is just clearly a better deck. Yeah, this is Master Duel Genesys. I'm not going to say for TCG, but Master Duel Genesys, this has to be tier 1. Begin. I'm going to start off with a better luck. Next time, hit them with the Droll. Now the Full Loss and Droll do negate each other, so we're not going to be able to Full Loss now. And hopefully off of the Droll, that would be enough to stop them. Now, it pretty much was. Even with them being hard stopped, what did they end on? They have the ability to fuse, and the fusion is going to be able to... What exactly does the Pinballer do? It sucks up per material, I believe. It's going to on-fusion summon non-target equipped face-up monsters up to the number of fusion materials. And this will be at least 2, possibly 3. To start, your engines could summon, I think, a Leon from the deck and pop a monster. And we also have the Ogre. This is at least, I believe, 3 forms of disruption. Fluid Loss. We know you want to summon from the deck. We know you want to summon for the extra deck. So the Full Loss on our own turn is actually immensely effective here. As we're going to Small World a Chinook to our hand. We are now going to activate the Chinook early to negate the Pinballer, which would try to force its activation early. So we do lose out on that form of disruption. You have Sudri plus the Black Whirlwind. You know, what do we do? If we put this on the higher Chainlink to Chainlink block the Black Whirlwind, the Blackwing gets destroyed. The Black Whirlwind still does not search because there's no monster to account for the attack to search off of. Thus, the Black Whirlwind gets wiped out instead. We do lose a search. And now it was even better that we Chainlink blocked it to ensure that we don't lose both cards here. Where we wouldn't lose the search and the monster, but we still lose it anyway. I mean, we just got screwed, actually. There's nothing we could do. Goodbye, Black Whirlwind. Goodbye, the monster. We search for a Zephyros. We do have Vata, but Vata states you have to control Blackwing. Wow. We got blown out. Even with negating the Pinballer, and the Leon was another form of disruption. That is crazy. We didn't even knock off a disruption by negating the Pinballer. We were just saying, okay, I'm going to Leon instead. Leon will go into the Synchro, which will pop a monster. So we had another monster pop if we even had a follow-up play. Tiny Blackwings of Black Whirlwind. Uh-oh. 1,600 is actually a decent size, but it did use up our regular normal summon. Special summon Vata. Vata is going to send from the deck the Zephyros and a Chinook. We're going to use the Shamal to play a Black Feather. First turn kill ended on just roll. No other disruption at all? Holy moly. We're in trouble. We have Ash off the top of the deck. Punk Seaman's going to be searching for the Rising Scale. Now, you can't turn the Punk Seaman into an Almirage to then banish it and make plays because Link monsters are banned. Well, we're going to have to find another way. We have Deer Note. Deer Note, reveal the Madame Spider, summon Deer Note onto the field. Now we have a monster engraved to banish, to summon, to activate and summon for the deck. We are under the effect of Droll, so we can't search for the Wagon, as we now make a Dragon Drive. Dragon Drive cannot search for an Ogre or another form of disruption. Now, the Dragon Drive is still going to take a level 3 Psychic and send it to the graveyard instead of adding it to the hand, as the Deer Note is going to be triggering to reborn the Punk Seaman as we now go into a Jam Fever, Monster Negate, further going to the Amazing Dragon. Even under the effect of Droll and Lockbird, which would end the turn for most players, we are still making great plays. And with this Ba boost, we're going to boost up to 7,300 damage. The Gold Pride Leon is summoning to make it over 8,000. Lethal damage through a Droll and Lockbird Gold Pride Punk advancing to the grand finale. Now, I'm not saying that Konami should only hit the first turn kill. Obviously, they should. They should also hit Punk Gold Pride. But because this is a TCG only thing, and we are playing on Master Duel, their next ban list, if you would want to call it that, may not touch this deck if it's not considered to be one of the best decks within the TCG format specifically. Upstart Goblin, no hand trap, purely reveal 3, grab the My Friend Purely. If you have a format like Genesys reducing the overall power of decks, well, when you reduce the power of decks, you also reduce, very likely, their ability to one-turn kill, which, even if we don't have a good enough field to disrupt the opponent, we're gonna draw 4 freaking cards. And this is more balanced when you are able to at least one-turn kill them after the 4 drawn cards. And you could also argue that this is more potentially balanced because they can't draw into good hand traps, as all the good hand traps have high point values attached to them, and most of their points are going towards the Purely engine. Now get ready to draw 4. Negate a card in grave. This is not even a hard once per turn after drawing 2. So 2 cards in grave it can negate. Let's go into the X Purely Nor. Let's draw 2 more cards. 4 cards drawn. We have a Board Breaker in addition. Unaffected by all activated effects X Purely Nor, and it has the ability to spin 3 cards on the field or graveyard back into the deck. And we're gonna do exactly that. Spin number 1 of 3, return the Golem back into the deck you go. Let's follow up Dimensional Fissure, which will not affect the Xyz materials being detached, but otherwise monsters will be banished instead of being sent to the graveyard. Now, is Skullmeister activatable? When the card is activated, send this card from your hand to the graveyard. This is no longer a legal activation. This card is completely dead, unless we use the Nor to spin the Fissure back into the deck. Exodia Incarnate is here to battle. Now, you may be thinking, why are we not dealing with the X Purely Nor? Well, the My Friend Purely states that if a face-up Purely Xyz leaves the field by an opponent's card by battle or card effect, even during the damage step, you can add up to 3 Purely Quick Plays with different names from your graveyard to your hand. You probably just don't even want to deal with it. And the Exodia that is unstoppable got stopped. I mean, I think it not being destroyable by card effects is what's supposed to make it unstoppable. Well, we obviously have nothing here and a super fat hand. Let's return the Dimensional Fissure back into the deck. This deck's on another level, right? I mean, only 2 decks besides Blackwings have felt to be on a completely different level than the opposing players. It's been Purely and Gold Pride Punk for me. Let's keep on going. And let's obviously finish up this duel and take this into game number 2. Reveal the memory, delicious, as we get the Baboost in. Plump is gonna Baboost from engrave. Could even Purely Leap for even more damage if needed. Further equip. Oh my goodness, just go to battle phase now, you're good. Nope, we're gonna keep on going. We're going all the way. If you don't like it, then you could just surrender. Trigger the Heart of Blue. That is gonna be doing nothing, we're unaffected. And there you go. We have the Purely Leap for game. We're all had AK. And now, wait. No leap for game? Like, what are we trolling? Why was this summon in defense? What the heck are we doing? Did I miss something? Why are we not game? We couldn't leap? What the heck? Justinian says, I accidentally summoned in defense, LOL. That's not throwing the game. He 100% still wins it. It just, LOL, I extended the game. I'm sorry. Normal summon, right arm of the Exodia. Let's return that back in the deck. Thank you very much. Let's hop into game number 2. This is it. Ultimate Slayer against the Unstoppable Exodia. The Unstoppable Exodia cannot negate the Ultimate Slayer, and the Ultimate Slayer must send a fusion monster to the graveyard to stop the Unstoppable, which we have a Garura, which will draw a card. Okay, and surely the Unstoppable and Garura, at least one of them is cost something. Guru, 0 points. Ultimate, 0 points. Both are 0. So stop the unstoppable, cannot chain, as we also draw a card with the Garura. Now, can we blow up the field with the Fires of Rage? If you control an Exodia monster that's level 10 or higher, which we do not, only then can you destroy the entire opposing field, which you should safely be able to do because you can negate a spell and trap card except the unstoppable, or you are indestructible by card effects, or you'd be able to go up to 4,000 attack during the damage calculation. Lots of protection, but obviously was not enough. There's no side deck in today's event. He's just hard main decking Dark Ruler No Mores, Ultimate Slayers out the wazoo. Pure Lee is going to reveal 3. Come to me, Sleepy Memory. We have the Crackdown to steal the Pure Lee before it goes into an Xyz. It is now mine. Let's further follow up. Sleepy Memory, summon another Pure Lee. It is not a hard once per turn. We still have the final bringer of the End Times, which will be able to destroy any card on the field. The problem is, well, I guess we're now playing into it. So what we would need is we would want them to activate the final bringer, and then we chain this, because this will choose a card in the field to make it indestructible by this effect. We have to chain it now. Well done. So we absolutely played into this. We had to use our other cards first. We had to like maybe try to do the pretty memory, maybe try to suck up a card, bait them to use it. After they use it, then chain, then be protected. Or I'll just summon another one because why not? We're fine. Not even a big deal. Barely an inconvenience. Your best form of disruption used at the absolute best moment was still not good enough. Nice. And we're not undering a lingering effect that stops us from dealing battle damage. Okay, great. Grab the delicious memory. This deck is more unrestricted in Genesys than Modern, right? Like, how is this allowed? This has to be a massive... They horribly overlooked the power of Purely. Summon a Purely, reveal 3. This is my deck of choice, straight up. Can't destroy by battle, search, reduce, equip, return to back row, attack again, return to back row is optional. Holy moly. It seems that Gold Pride Punk and Purely both have incredible turn 1s and turn 2s. 2-0 on another level. Now, what happens when you put what I truly believe to be the best 2 decks of the Master Duel Genesys format in the grand finale? Let's find out. What the heck is this hand? Double Upstart. We got super combo here. Double Quick Play. Can no name, as I said earlier, was the deck with the highest amount of turn 1 disruptions, and they're about to go undisrupted. So if you want to learn this deck, what do you do when undisrupted with a Punk Seaman and some extenders? Let's go. Now, what are our disruptions? Ooh, monster negate, fuse into non-target, suck up multiple monsters. We're gonna negate a monster on the field. We're going to synchro into bounce back multiple cards on field back to the hand. We could Star Leon, destroy a monster on the field. We can destroy a monster with start your engines and then summon, I guess that's probably the, because we're not gonna go into another Star Leon. And did I even count the Ghost Ogre or did I? That's 7 disruption. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Crazy. Infernoble undisrupted is just 2. This is 7. Oh, it's a hand trap, it doesn't count. He searched this, it does count, it's searched. All right, good luck, Purely. Upstart Goblin, draw 1. Upstart, draw another 1. Ultimate Slayer is going to send Aggregator to get rid of 1 of 7 disruption and then negate another. The other we are going to negate will be the Star Leon, which I don't think we lost a disruption. If we have another Star Leon, we could just summon another one. Do we have another Star Leon? So I'm going to think that we still have 6 disruption. And if we don't, I will change my mind on the disruption. I believe we still have 6. So we summon a Leon from the deck and then go into another star Leon. Ogre is going to pop away the Purely. We're going to make the Purely indestructible from the Ogre. Protected. As we summon from the deck a Lily. Purely is going to reveal the Pretty Memory to go into the Beauty. We can now negate a monster on the field. Lily is going to on-summon activate to search our deck. Start your engines is going to destroy the Lily and negate the Lily. No search. And we're going to synchro with the Shirakusai. So let's resolve all this. A negate, a pop. The Amazing Dragon is going to on-summon, return the entire field back, or at least attempt to do so. Let's reveal, summon the Baller. So now we don't have the Leon play. We're now down to double disruption. The Amazing Dragon is going, we're also going to trigger to draw a card. So all that disruption, we're now down to just the Baller. Negate the Amazing Dragon, as we still have our final super disruption. Reborn the Dragon Drive. Dragon Drive is going to send from the deck the Mad Dam, draw another card here, and we're going to suck up the Beauty into a GG. Yep, scoop it up. From 7 potential disruptions, it was mostly 6 to 7 into, playing through their entire hand. Got him. We had a great hand. Oh, great deck. Boy. This may simply be whoever goes first wins. Let's find out for game number 2. Double quick play spell is a good hand for Purely. We're good. Will we get Nibiru? I think that Justinian is not playing the field spell. And if we're not playing the field spell, which is something that helps us play around Nibiru, we have the My Friend Purely instead, where if we get Nibiru'd, we could add back 3 quick plays in the graveyard to our hand, and none of them are hard once per turn, besides the fact that you have to discard on their activation to summon from the deck. So we'll very likely, even if we summon 5 times, play right through that Nibiru. Summon from the deck, Purely, reveal 3. We got Pretty Memory to our hand here. Purely, go into the Plump. We are at 4 summons, mate, and that's enough. Let's equip the Purely Leap. How many cards will we be drawing during the standby phase? We could potentially draw up to 2 cards. Draw 1. We did not leap into another one. Now, why didn't we do that? Because if we were to draw 1 instead of having the effect of Beauty, we would lose out on a monster negate. Our forms of disruption are going to be the ability to negate a monster. We could equip the Pretty Memory onto the Plump, which could banish a monster. We could also go into the Purely Noir, which could spin up to 2 cards in the field or graveyard. This is 4 forms of disruption, not as good as the 6 to 7 from Gold Pride Punk. They're going to start off with the Foxy Tune. Foxy Tune summoning the Wagon. Looks like we're doing exactly, I was talking about the Plump is going to be a non-target banish. And the Wagon wants to be targeted so it could chain and draw a card. We're now down to triple disruption. Purely Leap is going to use the Plump to go into the Purely Noir, which will give us the ability to spin at least 2 cards. So spin again, and then we have 1 spin, 1 monster negate. Exactly what I said would happen is happening. All those forms of disruption. Wagon comes back during the end phase. And as long as we don't play into Nibiru, we should win right here, right now. Bro is going to be drawing a card. Purely is going to YOLO off the top of the deck. Whiffing it. Whoops. Let's, My Friend Purely, reveal to me, delicious and double happy. Purely is going to go into the happiness with multiple attacks here. Beauty is going to send the Purely Noir to attempt to suck up the Wagon. Wagon now gets to draw a card. The Beauty says, no, you don't. Negate. No draw for you, mate. Now, the happiness only gains additional attacks onto a monster on the field. So ideally, you're making the monster indestructible by battle and then attacking multiple times into it. Instead, we just have a single search, which will be the leap into the Purely Noir. So what we're ending on is going to be, we're going to draw, we're going to have the ability to negate a monster and spin 2 cards. Double spin and monster negate. Special summon the Baller. Baller swing. Baller is huge. What the heck? This tiny thing is 1800 attack, threatening battle destruction over the Beauty? That makes no sense. Beauty is going to negate and then go into an Purely Noir mate, so we don't have to now bounce it within main phase 2. this is over. Yeah. Return 3 Purelies and Grave back. Let's see what's good on the next turn. My friend Purely. Do we have a Pretty under one of them? We have Pretty, so we could suck up the Baller if we want to. We're gonna be... Are we trolling? We're like bouncing their graveyard back. Spin it back. Okay. Delicious memory. Yeah, this is lethal damage. He is, in fact, trolling. This is BM. This is already game. Just this. This alone is more than 8,000 damage. Straight up. Okay. Justinian. What are you doing? Happy. Sure, we do want that from the graveyard. Before we reduce it. So I guess that's fair. To get the full 4 attacks here, I don't think we needed the 4 full attacks. 32, 32. We have 2 more attacks after that. We also could have continually reduced its attack by half, half, half. All right. And the reality of not being able to play good hand traps is going into effect here. Fully uninterrupted turn 1 as suspected. We have Ash, we have Ogre, we have Pop, we have Fuse and a non-target sup, we have Pop another monster, we have Negate a monster, we have Synchro and to return multiple cards in the field back to the hand, and we have the Trap to negate a monster effect. We have 8 disruptions in Genesys, the lower power ceiling, less complicated version of Yu-Gi-Oh! And shout out to all of you today for not using the extra monster zones. If you didn't know, you're not allowed to summon here. And thank you. I think we only had 1 instance of 1 player accidentally summoned there in the earlier rounds, but then both of them figured out that it wasn't going to actually impact the duel. Anyway, 8 disruption. All right. Let's reveal 3. Come to me. Pretty memory. Activate purely. Star Leon's going to destroy you. We don't have the happiness to make us indestructible, so we're now down to just 7 disruption. We could Ash that if we want to. We don't even Ash. Okay. Purely is going to top 3 again. Come to me, nothing. Whiffing a Purely. We very much can't afford that to happen. Ogre is going to take out the hard once per turn activation of the effect, My Friend Purely. So the second My Friend Purely is not going to be searching. Ending the turn. We already used up our normal summon. Wow. 6 disruptions left. It wasn't even close. If we had Dark Ruler no more, we still lost. We still super lost this duel, even if we Dark Rulered the entire freaking field. Dude, where'd that Nibiru come from? Did he just draw that for the turn? Yeah, he did. Why is this deck allowed to play Nibiru and Ash? Like, how do they have the points? This is crazy. Lethal damage. Konami TCG. I know we have our differences, but you need to be watching our deck list and do something. I think so. 2-1 victory. Very well done. Now, even though this is very much an unsolved format, but I believe if we were to have another tournament, a lot of people would be bum rushing, probably Gold Prunk, Pride Gold Prunk, Golden, more so than Purely. I think Purely is very closely aligned with it in power, and maybe even a lot of people would be playing Blackwing. Nonetheless, I think today's event was a great success. A lot of different decks, great diversity, and hopefully it is not only because of the unsolvedness and the honeymoon phase that we're currently in with Genesys Yu-Gi-Oh! And you all need to be providing your feedback to Konami and to me. I need to know, is there a demand for this? Do we keep on doing this? Are we just one and done? We now let go of this? Or is this going to be a regular occurrence on stream? We should be getting a ban list announcement this week. And what I really love about this format is when new cards come out, you could use the new cards. They are available to use in this format. This isn't a true classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Obviously, where new cards would not be restricted. It would potentially freshen this up. Is Mitsurugi coming out next week? Now, if Mitsurugi were to come out and we were to do the Genesys format, what happens to Mitsurugi? Mits. And to simplify this, we could type in Genesys points to just show the one that have points on them. Oh my, 60 and 60. Is this even good in Genesis? Probably not, if this were to even come out. Wow, that's crazy. All right, let's get to it. Oh boy. Crystron did quite well. Wow. Gold Pride Punk, 2 of them within the top 16. Ashend is there, Voiceless. Super freaking diverse. That is crazy. Oh my Jesus. Genesis Legal Exo Sister. Very nice. Triple Shifter. Full loss is 7 points. And then we have Crystron. Inclusion is 33 points. I know Twister is for free. I think the Fistfern and the Smigers cost points. I could just convert this into Yu-Gi-Oh! Meta to see the actual points if I wanted to. And then this was the big one. 66 points for Just Rabina. 2 of them is 66 total. The Fountain is, you could play it up to 3 if you want to. And then the Evenly Match are 20 points combined. So 66, 86 points with 14 points left over. I don't know what else they put in that cost points. Pot of E is free. The Shifter. Shifter in 2 evenly matches plus 2 Rabinas is 96 points. That is crazy. Let me move my camera over. And then Ice Barrier. Lots of evenly matches. 20 points for evenly. 21 points for the Effect Veiler, 5 points for Droll, 21 points for Fool Loss. Yeah. And then we got Mitchell here. I'm sorry for any other names I didn't call out. Safra, Sentia, Ovi Diug, Mitchell with the Fire King. The Kirans, I believe, are 10 points. So this is 30, 60 points between Ponix and Kirin. And the Alcanixes, I think, are 20 points. Oh my Jesus. DD Crow's free. 21 points for Rollback. I know that for sure. 40 points on Zeus. 10 points on Typhon. Oh my Jesus. And then, yeah, they gotta fix this. What the heck? I'll be grabbing the first place deck list. I'll be converting it into Genesis. Good job, Avalon. Avalon with the Crimson Blader. That's smart. Big brain. I'm curious if you played the TCG when this was actually relevant, because I remember. Good job to you. And then we have Fireman with the Ashend Volcanic, being able to make use of the Pot of E. Ash is 15 points. 15 points for 3 Droll in total. 3 Droll is 1 Ash. And then Shinobi. I do need to pick up ninjas for this format. Well done to you on this. And, you know, it's crazy. Just the ninjas in the extra deck are 80 points. Where's your other points going to? 5 points for Book of Eclipse, at least. So that's 85. I'm not sure where the rest of the points are. Is Daruma costing points? I have to double check that. MSBPS with Infernoble, consistently pulling out 2 disruptions on the first turn. Droplet, 3 of them total, 30 points. Reinforcement of the Army is 40 points just for 1. Ghost Bells 5, Droll 15. Money Man, 33 for Inclusion. Book of Lunar Eclipse, flipping 2 monsters face down. Eclipse is 10 points. Final Bringer is 0. Upstart Goblin 0. Chicken Game is costing points. It's 5 or 7, I think. And then we have Muhammad with the Regenesis. This is what I was wondering. Barrier is 33. Super Poly's 20 points combined. Is Small World costing points here? 14 points for the Droll, 10 points for Ogre, 14 points for Fool Loss. Interesting. And then Hipster. I think if any of you want the most simple deck to play that will be good, something like this. This would be your deck of choice. Yep. And if we put this in the deck builder, whoops, wrong button. If we put this into the clipboard copy, go to Yu-Gi-Oh! Meta, and then deck builder, we'll import Genesys. The points are on the Senjin, the Blue Eyes, the Dark Hole's 3 points, the Onks are 3. What the heck? Exodia is 20 points. Oh my Jesus. What the hell? All right. And then we have Jim Fandango. The first... Beals needs to be 100 points. I don't know. Wait. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Beals got to be 100. This first turn kill should not be allowed. But Jim, as long as it's allowed, keep on playing it. Keep on optimizing it. I encourage it. Play it. And then Justinian for the purely madness. I'm going to be copying this. Let's see. Imports for purely. The extra deck is completely free. It's all on the regular purely, One Lily, and Sleepy Memory. That's where all the points went. For an exact 100. 331, 100 points. Super well optimized. And then the first place deck list, no name. Second place, Justinian. This is wild. We gotta showcase this in the deck builder, 100%. 99 points, double Ash, double Droll, 1 Ogre, double freaking Nibiru, double Fualos, because every other card in the main deck is completely untouched. And the extra deck, bro spent 20 points on Psychic and Punisher and never summoned it. I never saw it. Did not need Punisher, but it was an option. And all right, there you go. That is the Genesys tournament. Very well done from Konami. It's pretty much their first iteration of balancing this. They have been working on this for over 2 years. And hopefully Japan Konami makes their own version of Genesys. If you missed me talking about it earlier, I think that Konami, if they were to pick this up, I'm not suggesting, I'm just predicting, if they do, it will not be exactly how TCG does it, to the point where I think they will allow links. I think they will allow pendulums. I think they will allow the extra monster zones. And I don't think anyone who's actually experienced this would say, well, that removes the whole point of this. That I don't think so. The whole point is just the point system. The decks are still powerful. There's still combos. There's still great plays. The point system is what it's all about. And that very may be the... Maybe Konami Japan's already been working on this, and Konami TCG released their version early. That could be another case. And then maybe Konami Japan actually told them, release yours first, so you could look dumb, and then we'll look smarter, where we will use the balancing of yours to maybe have a better release and first see the feedback, because it is much bigger of a deal for Konami Japan to announce this more than the TCG. For the TCG, it's a side little pet project, but when Konami Japan announces a Genesys format, that's when it becomes super official, super scrutinized, super high expectations for it to actually do well. And for that reason, there's a chance that this could just be cooking in the oven. I would very much hope for that to be the case, because this was a lot of fun. I think it's a good break for modern Yu-Gi-Oh! And especially if this gets solved, how quickly they're going to be changing the points, 4 to 6 weeks, continually changing what's top tier. That's great. So thank you very much. Hopefully the videos do well on YouTube and the stream did well. I'm going to be checking everything, and solely based off of demand, which is how well everything is doing, will determine how often I run these events. So thank you very much. Let's go.